Dating after prison has been an experience because when I first got out, I was in a relationship. That relationship probably saved my life in more ways than one because Courtney was and is and probably always will be one of my favorite people in this world. And it was my stuff, the stuff that I hadn't unpacked, the stuff that I hadn't processed that kept that relationship from going further. Once we broke up, I was free and single in the world for the first time in my adult life. And I had to figure out all these things like, when do I bring up the fact that I spent 19 years in prison? And how do I talk about the things that I'm interested in or the traumas I have or the fears that I have? And it was interesting because I always thought it was going to be a turnoff. Like I was going to tell people and they were going to walk away or say this is an absolute no. There were actually a lot of cases where I would tell people on a date and they would lean in and they would get really excited and have this big smile on their face. And I realized in a lot of cases it's a turn on. That's actually a pretty big red flag when the fact that I was away for that long is a turn on. All right, let's talk about things. But it gave me the opportunity to try to figure out who I am for the first time in my life. Because in prison, I knew who I was as a single person, as an individual, as like an isolated thing on the chessboard. But once I realized that we're all interconnected and I started thinking about the wider world, I had to figure out who I am in relationship to other people, who I want to be, what I want relationships to look like, what I want my life to look like. That's been a lot of work because I really didn't know. And some days I still don't know. Some days I still make mistakes. But trying to figure that out and navigate both friendships and relationships and all the things has definitely been a part they didn't give any teaching for in prison. They didn't teach us for a lot, but they definitely didn't teach us how to plan for this.